games and role-playing games. The games like Rainbow Siege, the Tom Clancy Ghost Recon games, Modern Warfare, super ultralistic war games. I don't really get into as much. I prefer to like fight skeletons in the cave or fight the dragons and shit, and or a sport game. I like the escape reality. I don't want like a super realistic war game that's gonna make me like depressed and be political. Like I was playing Call of Duty and they're like slandering Muslims and like that. I was like, dude, it's so stereotypical, like macho man and calling like Muslims like dogs. I'm like, dude, I'm not in like politically. I'm not with this, man. I don't mind a good war games. Yeah, I like Super Mario Brothers and Legend of Zelda and stuff. I've completed every Legend of Zelda game. I've completed every Super Mario game. Well, when I say every Legend of Zelda game, I mean it, except I never finished Skyward Sword. I'm about halfway through Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword is so clunky. It's just like you fall off the fucking ledge, and then you gotta like walk all the way fucking around and like position yourself and climb back up the ledge. And it's like, if you fall down again, you're like, forget it. I'm turning it off. It gets to be like, Skyward Sword might be the hardest Zelda. It's not fun hard. It's like pain in the ass. It's like clunky falling off the cliff. Now you got to climb all the way back around, kind of thing. Just like even when you're playing Skyward Sword Zelda, the in the opening area, you've got to like climb up onto this fucking ledge. And just climbing up the ledge. Well, with the fucking Wii U controllers, now it's a little easier. They put it on a regular controller, but when I was first playing Skyward Sword, it was only on the thing. So yeah, well, we're going to be playing the new Madden. The new Madden just came out, and I also like the Final Fantasy. The new Final Fantasies were really good, man. I really like the new. Even the Final Fantasy 16 was pretty good, and 15 was pretty good with the driving in the car. It was a little awkward, but overall I liked it. And you could see the homemade Sunny Hippies tie-dye I'm wearing available on sunnyhippies.com. Sunny Hippies tie-dye available. We have Fishberg and Steelers tie-dyes on sunnyhippies.com. The real Steelers actually won last night. So we're going to talk about the Steelers here for a minute, man. You could see I'm 6-4. Last night I was playing. I got really, really tired, dude, and I couldn't play. So, well, I maybe am making excuses. It's Pittsburgh Steelers played last night, and they ended up winning in the preseason 28-9 yesterday. The Steelers did really good yesterday in the preseason. They had Drew Aller played outstanding. These three quarterbacks played, Rudolph, Howard, and Aller. Mason Rudolph played first, and Mason Rudolph did pretty good, actually. Adjust this camera here a little bit. Mason Rudolph actually did pretty good. He got sacked early on, but you can blame the offensive line for that. You can't really blame Mason Rudolph for getting himself sacked. But yeah, Mason got sacked early on, and to center myself a little, Mason got go back to that depth chart. This actually is a pretty good tool for going through it. Mason Rudolph did really good. He got sacked early on. Reviewing the preseason and the whole off-season training going all the way back to when Mike Tomlin, in this video we're going to be talking all the way back to when Mike Tomlin was here. So I've been following Steelers football since clear back when Chuck Noll in the 70s. I remember watching the Super Bowl in 1979. My dad held me out the window in 1979 when the Steelers won the Super Bowl. In the first half of the game, me and the kids. I was one of the kids. We were running around the house and playing. And in the second half, my dad and Nick Spolaris got real serious, and they said, shut the F up, and take it outside, go outside and play. They got real serious in the second. In the first half, it was fun and games, and we were like, eating popcorn and having fun. And then the second half, they got real serious, and they made us either shut up and watch or go outside. But then when the Steelers won, I remember we went outside, and my dad held me out the car window, and I waved a noisemaker, and all the cars were honking, and I was like, this is crazy. It's all this because the Steelers won the Super Bowl. I said a football game at the Super Bowl, yeah. And the city was insane. I mean, I was like, 7 years old? But I remember the game a little bit. I remember like Vince Ferragamo, and I remember the Rams players, man. And how close of a game was it. And the Steelers won in the fourth quarter. Bradshaw had a couple long passes to like Swan and Stallworth. I don't know the details, but I was 7 years old, and then they had Bradshaw, Chuck Noll in the 80s, and they really in the whole 1980s, the Steelers only made the playoffs twice. They had Mark Malone made the playoffs once, and those 10 years of no playoffs with Chuck Noll. And then they made the playoffs with Bubby Brister in 1989, and Merrill Hodge had 100 yards rushing against Denver. And they beat Warren Moon and the Houston Oilers in round one. First of all, they started that season. They lost the first two games to Cleveland and Cincinnati, 90-14. They got blown out in games 1 and 2 on. They got blown out in games 1 and 2 of the season. They lost like 91-14. Then they made the playoffs during the course of the year. Like, you know what I mean? They steadied the ship, and they fucking stacked wins. They made the playoffs. It's a crazy season. And then they were like not expected to win, but they beat the Oilers with an overtime 52-yard kick by Gary Anderson. Warren Moon played great, but the Steelers played a little better. And then, like Merrill Hodge said the other day on the broadcast, Chuck Noll was a great coach, and he had them like their strategy was like ready to play. Like their strategy in the playoffs was like really, really good. Unlike Tomlin's strategy in the playoffs, he always stunk. He tried to like keep the same regular season strategy, and they'd blow him up. Tomlin didn't really adjust strategies in the playoffs, but Chuck Noll would adjust his strategy in the playoffs. I expect Mike McCarthy to adjust his strategy in the playoffs too. Cowher didn't adjust much in the playoffs either. Cowher was like an emotional guy, more like Tomlin. But McCarthy and Noll are more similar. McCarthy's more of like a Noll protege, having grown up in Pittsburgh like me, and McCarthy a little older than me, but he would have like similar memories that I was just talking about, the Super Bowl and Chuck Noll and the philosophy, winning with the running game. Well, he passed, but winning with the time of possession and stopping the run on defense, you know what I mean? Controlling the trenches, all the basic fundamentals is all like Chuck Noll is more like along the lines where with Mike McCarthy is. But yeah, when the Steelers, then they lost to the Denver Broncos in round 2 of the playoffs, and John Elway, with the Steelers were actually winning the game. It was 23-17 in the final minutes. I still remember it. I could recall off the top of my head. And it was 3rd and 11. John Elway ran for 12 yards and gets out of bounds. Like they had a 2-minute drill. Elway, there's a 3rd and 7. He runs for 8 yards and get out of bounds. 3rd and 11. He runs for 11 and goes right out of bounds. It was just like Elway was unstoppable on the final drive, like he often was. Like Elway, when the game was on the line, John Elway he would win, dude, and he beat the Steelers in the final minute of the game. Steelers lost 24-23. It was a heartbreaker because no one expected Steelers to even, like I said, in the beginning of the season, they lost 91-14 to the first 2 games. and everyone thought that, and they weren't even supposed to make. And the only reason they made the playoffs was they needed 5 teams to lose. They needed they needed 5 teams to lose for them to get the last wild card spot. And I remember all 4 teams lost. And the last game was Minnesota versus Cincinnati on a Monday night or Sunday night. And they needed Minnesota to beat Cincinnati with the fifth. It would be the 5th scenario for the Steelers to get the wild card spot. They were like the last seed, and they needed all these teams to lose. If these 5 teams lose, then the Steelers get the wild card spot. All 4 teams lost, and then the final one was Cincinnati had to lose, and Minnesota beat them. And it was the last second touchdown of the game. Minnesota beat Cincinnati on the last touchdown. We were all watching the game, and they had Pittsburgh on the TV. They had Pittsburgh bars around, and they showed all the Steeler fans around the country cheering when Minnesota beat Cincinnati, the last game of the year, and that's how we got into the playoffs. And then they ended up the Steelers ended up beating Houston, and then they almost beat Denver. Denver was like the fucking team that everyone thought, did they even go on to win the Super Bowl? I don't know, but like Denver was like the almighty team, and the Steelers came out, and Hodge had 130 yards rushing. Chuck Noll had an amazing game plan. Bubby Burster played good. Bubby Burster fumbled a fumble where they could have extended the lead. And, oh, man. So I've been watching football for a long time, and I understand the sport very well and stuff. So you can subscribe and like the channel. But talking about yesterday's game, I thought these guys did really good. Rudolph got sacked early on. There's something that I really want to mention to talk about is Troy Fontenot. The last 2 times I've seen this guy play, he's been getting blown up like a turnstile. When he's playing against fucking the Texans in the playoff game last year, people want to say Aaron Rodgers, it's like hike, sack. Fontenot's getting, and look, I'm not trying to be too hard on the guy. He was thrown in there as a rookie. He was injured his first year. Last year he was like a rookie, and his high expectations for a young player. He's going to take 3, 4, 5 years to develop. But the last 2 games, he's been getting blown up. He got blown up by the Packers. And then this guy Jones, man, Broderick Jones came in and played really well. So I'm like, well, maybe Jones deserves to get a spot back if he's going to be getting blown up a little bit less. Now, Fontenot, just give him time, steady the ship. But maybe they should put put Jones over here. Think about starting Jones. I haven't seen Max play yet. Max is a beast, dude. He's got big arms. He's tall, and he's not like your typical just big-bodied guy who's 320 pounds and 6'6". He's very athletic. He played basketball, more like Shaquille O'Neal. He played basketball and he played baseball. He was a 3-sport athlete in college. So he's not like just your typical lineman that they only play one sport and they eat like a fucking horse. You know what I mean? They're eating like big buckets of chicken at KFC every weekend, and you know what I'm talking about, big white boys with their bellies hanging out. You know what I mean? And they're like 300, but they're pretty good at linemen, and but they're not real athletes, man. This guy is a real athlete, man. He could play basketball. He was like think about Shaquille O'Neal. This guy, he played basketball and baseball, and so he's a beast, dude. And he's putting guys down to the ground in practice. They come at him, and they're like, he's just putting people down to the ground. So I think he's going to be a beast. And it's hard for Jones, who's also a number. But Jones is also beastly, but not quite as beastly as Max. But so I think they have a little depth this year. The Steelers have depth on the line this year. Because they have the Cook played horribly in the game, which I don't want to say I'm glad, but it answered some questions. Can we quit thinking Cook is better than Broderick Jones? Like Dylan Cook is not better than Broderick Jones. Okay, Broderick Jones played really good on. He was the guy in there with Drew Aller most of the time, getting 3 touchdowns. So Broderick Jones did pretty good yesterday. He came in as a backup. Fontenot got blown up. Jones did pretty good. So I'm just saying for Fontenot, he might want to be looking over his shoulder for Broderick Jones. This is Pittsburgh. We really study the offensive line, the defensive line. I mean, this has been going on for weeks. I attended the NFL draft. You know what I mean? So, like, we follow this closely. I've watched every single off-season practice. You know what I mean? I'm not just coming in here green. I listen to Chris Carter every single day, some of the other people. I really like Locked On Christopher Carter's probably my favorite. He does really good analysis, and I usually agree with him. Not on everything. I disagree sometimes. But for the most part, I agree with Christopher Carter a lot. But I've been watching this training camp every single day. So I'm not just coming in here green like I don't know what the F I'm talking about, man. So I think Jones is really breathing down Fontenot's neck here. McCormick is really solid, and then you have Dunkers ready to come in as a backup. Frazier might be the best center in the league, they're saying already. And McCollum, he's no slacker at backup. Hoffman played really good, and Spencer Anderson. Now, the team is actually starting Spencer Anderson at right guard, but I personally am starting Brock Hoffman because he's a little bit better at the pancake run blocking. I want the better run blocking. Hoffman is slightly, it's only like 1 or 2 points, but Hoffman is a little bit better at run blocking. So in the real life, Anderson is playing, but on my game, I have Hoffman in because he's just slightly better. But back to the court, I wanted to jump to the line because Rudolph got sacked twice to open up the game yesterday against Green Bay. It was like, it was horrible. And it was at the punt, and then Will Howard got sacked, and then they had to punt too. The line is questionable on the Steelers. That's why I wanted to jump over to the line. And they let Isaac Seumalo go, and Isaac Seumalo was the veteran holding down the fort. So I just wanted to point out that Rudolph got sacked on the first 2 plays of the game, and Fontenot needs to play a little better, or Broderick Jones could be breathing down his neck. Now, Howard, we finally got to see but Rudolph finished the game 10 for 11. He had 10, only 1 incompletion, and they got 2 field goals with Rudolph, but he did really good. He did well. He was moving the ball down the field, and Rudolph showed a lot of poise. I don't like Mason Rudolph. I'm not a fan. I don't really like him personally, but I do like his rapport with Aaron Rodgers. He's got a good comedic rapport with Aaron Rodgers, which I enjoy, and I do like his veteran leadership, that he's been around the league for a while, and he won't get flustered. If Aaron goes down, I think Rudolph's probably the best guy to lead the ship. Like I said, I really don't like Rudolph that much. I cheered when Myles Garrett smashed him in the freaking head. I don't know. I don't wish any violence on anyone. No, seriously, I don't wish any violence on anyone. But I remember that situation. Myles Garrett smashed him in the head. I didn't feel much remorse, and I wondered if he really did use the N-word because the college he went to the Southern. He's like a Southern boy. Hopefully he didn't use the N-word. But Cam Hayward said you'd be surprised. Everyone uses the N-word all the time. So there's that. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of Mason Rudolph. But that being said, well, it is like Southern politics. And I don't like Rodgers' politics either. But that being said, as a Steelers fan, and he did good on the field, I'll give credit where credit is due. He was 10 for 11. He showed good poise after he got sacked twice. He came back and led the Steelers on some drives, and Rudolph looked pretty good. And I do think he's the best person, even though I previously stated I'm not a big fan. I do think he's the best person to lead the team if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, at least for right now. Howard did really good. Now, people have been waiting 2 years to see Will Howard. He was drafted the 6th round last year out of Ohio State. He was a national champion with Ohio State. He got interviewed by John Gruden, and everyone was, John Gruden's interview with Will Howard. Oh, he's the next Tom Brady. He's the next Tom Brady. So we finally got to see the next Tom Brady play, Will Howard, and he got big cheers from the stadium when he took the field. A bit disappointed when he had to punt. They had to punt twice with Will Howard, but he did have 2 good drives. Howard had 2 good drives. They led us down the field. I believe he was like 7 for 8 or 4 for 5. And he showed good poise on the play when the pocket broke down and Howard scrambled and he hit Jeremy Bernard for in the back of the end zone. It was rolled incomplete. Bernard had just his toe was out of bounds. Bernard's got to be like a little bit more away from the goal line, but it was a great play by Howard to you thought Howard was a dead duck in the pocket. It was like falling all around, and somehow he zinged it to Bernard. It was a really good play. So Howard showed some promise for sure. But then Drew Allar came in, and he really stole the show, in my opinion. They had 3 touchdown drives. He had 3 touchdowns, and he had 2 touchdown passes. No, he ran for 1 touchdown, and he passed for another touchdown. It would have been 3, but they rolled Wetjen down at the 1. He hit Wetjen, a new player from Iowa. He's a burner, a small guy, but he's a burner. He's got 90 blazing speed. In this game, he's got 90. I think he's closer to 94 the way he was running yesterday. But Drew Allar hit him for a 7-yard slant, and he took off 90 yards and was down at the 1. And then they ran in with Lou Nichols. Lou Nichols played great again. But Drew Allar was fantastic. He was on the money. There's a couple things I wanted to say about Drew Allar. One thing I noticed is he was placing the ball in the left hand. His accuracy was insane to me. They said he's not always accurate sometimes, but he's throwing the ball in weird places sometimes in practice. But when he's accurate, man, the receiver's over here, and he put the ball in the Steelers' left hand. He was that accurate where he can aim to the right shoulder or the left shoulder of the player. And I noticed on the 1 touchdown, it hit the guy in his left hand where only he could get it. And I was like, wow, his accuracy is very insane. And he could throw, when he throws a deep ball, it's easy. When he throws 30, 40 yards, it's easy for him because he has a strong arm. And so he could really gun it 65 yards down the field, but throwing it 30 yards to him is for me throwing 10. You know what I mean? So, and then he did his rollout pass. He had a half bootleg rollout, and it was too easy for him. I don't want to say he looked like Patrick Mahomes, but he looked like a great quarterback out there. He looked like he was calm, cool, and command. I don't want to inflate the kid's ego. He's a little baby-faced kid, but I don't want to say he looked like Joe Montana. But his accuracy was really good. He was hitting people in their hand, left or right hand, and I was like, this is really, really uncannily accurate. And then his half bootleg rollout. The other thing I want to say about Drew that I liked, and I'm not a fan coming in, I absolutely hate Penn State. I'm a Pitt Panther fan. You could find my Pitt Panther videos. I can't stand Penn State, so I hated Drew Allar at college. So I'm not on anyone's bandwagon here. I'm just observing what I saw. Was that he played really, really well, fantastic. The other 2 played good, but he played great. They looked poised. And the other thing I noticed was, I don't want to overdo it, but I noticed, one thing I noticed is an intangible about Drew Allar. You might not see a lot of other people talking about this except for Sunny Hippies on YouTube, but Drew Allar's pocket presence, you'll probably hear this later in his career, but I'm telling you right now, I noticed immediately the way that Drew, when it went to a commercial break, Drew Allar didn't, oftentimes when you go to a commercial break, the quarterback goes to the corner and he's reading his armband, or he's reading the playbook, or he goes and he talks to the coach. But I noticed during the commercial breaks that Drew was standing in the huddle like this, and he was like, they never broke the huddle, and he didn't leave the huddle. He stayed there like this, and he was looking like he kept his head up, and he was like cracking jokes and smiling, and the whole huddle was gathered around him. This is during the commercial break, and they were like just like shooting the shit. And I said, well, look at that veteran leadership. Like, because think about that. I mean, this is really a subtle thing to notice, but think about that for a second. I don't want to make a big deal out of nothing, but imagine what the quarterback, and oftentimes a young quarterback, leaves the huddle, goes and studying by himself, being nervous, worried, seeking self-assurance, versus standing there like this, cracking jokes, and the comfort level that it spreads throughout the team, versus the quarterback's not, it's a commercial break. The quarterback leaves the huddle and he goes and talks to the coach by himself, and the players are all meandering around by themselves. No one's really, now the quarterback versus what I saw, he stays in the huddle, never leaves, and then the team doesn't meander around. They're all gathered around the quarterback cracking jokes. Now, no one thought twice about this, but I noticed it. I said, well, look at this veteran leadership. Notice how he doesn't leave the huddle, and how he stays and talks to the team, and he's cracking jokes with the team. Like they were all laughing about something, and they were showing camaraderie during the commercials. And that was one thing. And now maybe I'm making much ado about nothing, but I'm wondering if Drew has some natural leadership abilities where he said, I don't want to leave the huddle. You know what I mean? Like, if I break this, if I go off the field, all these guys are going to see me go off the field and act nervous, so I'm just going to stand here and act confident. Was that a conscious thing by him? Like, maybe he's saying hey, I'm going to stand here and look confident. Versus, what's the next play, coach? Okay, I think I got it. Okay, guys, I think standing there like this in the huddle. Next play, I'm ready. You know what I mean? And so I noticed that. I was like, they call it poise. He showed a lot of poise for a young guy. I don't want to overdo it, but he showed a lot of poise for a guy who's never played before in the NFL. And the other thing that has to do with is Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron's creating a great quarterback room, and McCarthy, where all four guys are like very comfortable with each other, and they're all going to get ice cream and shit, and they all, like, if someone makes a mistake, he's not afraid to, like, they're not afraid to correct each other, and they're not afraid to ask Aaron, like, what can I do better next time? Or what did I do wrong? Or how can I fix my feet work? They're all like open to learn. Even Rudolph is saying, well, I love learning. I'm changing my feet work. I'm changing my shoulder work. They're saying staying square to the line of scrimmage. Planting your feet, turning your shoulder, and then firing. As fast as possible, every single time. You know what I mean? To improve your accuracy and strength. And those little things that McCarthy's teaching, the healthy overall quarterback room where all four quarterbacks feel very relaxed and comfortable. And that's something that it starts with Rodgers and then it ends with Mike McCarthy. And right in the middle is a very comfortable quarterback room. They might be worried about who's going to, if someone's going to end up on the practice squad or not. It could be Howard to go into the practice squad. But it's a comfortable, healthy quarterback room. Now, if Drew Allar puts up a fucking quarterback rating, what do you have, 100 and he had over 100 quarterback rating? If he puts over 100 quarterback rating and 3 touchdowns, all 3 preseason games, I think you have to put him number 2. I have him number 2 on my team already. Madden has him number 2, like, overall rating already. It's probably in real life. It's probably going to end up like this: Alar, Rudolph, Howard. Howard will go to the practice squad. That's my prediction. That's not what I want to happen. What do I want to happen? I want Howard to be great and make him get rid of Rudolph. But no, I'm not. I don't want him to get rid of Rudolph because the reason I like Rudolph's camaraderie with Rodgers, and so I think he has some value to the team. But they might, if Alar really plays great, they're not going to get rid of Howard. Then Rudolph could be released or traded. But I'm not rooting for that. I'm kind of rooting for them to keep all four or send Howard to the practice squad, the developmental squad, or keep all four. But right now, Rudolph is number 2. But I'm just saying, if Drew Alar plays that good at all 3 preseason games, then I think, yes, you have to. You do have to put Alar. If Alar plays like that in all 3 games, he does have to jump ahead of Rudolph. How can you not? Dowdle and Warren didn't play. Caleb Johnson played a little bit. He didn't do too much. He, got a few yards. He didn't look terrible, but it didn't look anything fancy either. Heydrich, the guy from Mount Lebanon, he didn't do too much. He came in on special teams. He doesn't look ready. He looked like really young and shy, kind of scared and nervous. And the guy Wetjen, I think, is way ahead of him on the as far as like the special teams rookies and kickoff and punt returners. I think Wetjen's ahead of him. He looked a lot more comfortable and fast out there. Eli looked really like kind of nervous. He looked a little bit nervous out there, but I don't think he'll get cut or anything. He was a really switchblade in Navy. He could play every position: slot, outside, running back, fullback. So he's a very valuable special teams. So he's valuable in that regard. But I think he's got to build up his NFL strength. I don't think he's in danger of being cut, maybe to the practice squad. This guy, Lou Nichols, I don't know how you I don't know how, first of all, they need to upgrade him from a 63, so I could put him on the team. His speed, well, look, he's the fastest on the, no, he's not, he's 85. I don't know. This guy, Lou Nichols, this is the second preseason in a row where Lou Nichols has played really well. This guy, he looks like he knows how to run, man. He looks better than Warren, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying like over the course of time and in the NFL season that he would be, but the guy, he's got great vision, and I don't know how you keep him off the team. They don't really have a fullback on the Steelers. I think they play Heidenrich once or twice there. I put Washington, Heidenrich, Nichols there. Now, last night, Pittman and Metcalf didn't play, and that was a big reason why they didn't play Aaron Rodgers, because they said, well, why are we going to, Aaron doesn't want to risk injury and then not practice with his receivers. So these two played really well. Wilson's been playing really well, too. I had Wilson ahead of Bernard on the depth chart for a while. But I think, frankly, Bernard's a little better. I don't know, it's his agility is significantly noticeable. He's in and out of his cuts. It's hard to keep him off. They said he didn't do really good in practice. And some guys don't do good in practice, but they show up in the real games. And there are a lot of guys like that they don't practice well, but they show up. And he showed up in the game. He had 50 yards. But just his ability to make quick cuts, get himself open, and also run after the catch. He's not going to go down right away. He's a guy that's looking for extra yards after the play. He doesn't go towards the sideline. He's coming down. So he looked really good. I think he's going to end up winning number 3. But Wilson, he's a speedy, valuable number 4. He had a few catches. And look for him to be more prominent this year and not get benched. Like last year, he'll be a steady number 4. Stronerick was a bit of a bonehead. He took stupid penalties, and he was acting like all emotional. And like dude, you're the 5th fucking receiver on special teams. Can you calm the fuck down? Like, seriously, dude, why are you taking a penalty on, why are you acting like anything, dude? Just humble yourself, bro. This guy Wetjen looked really good. He took a 7-yard Drew LR pass and ran to the almost got a touchdown, man. He ran all the way and almost got a touchdown. It was really amazing. Yeah, Wetjen did really good, man. The receiver Brandon Johnson got hurt. If anyone's looking for 87 to make the team, he ended up getting hurt. And he didn't play much. The tight ends played good. Now this guy Robert Tonyan, I thought at first when they signed him, I thought, oh great, another Aaron Rodgers homer. You know what I mean? Like Aaron Rodgers has to sign his fucking friends, all right? No, I love Aaron Rodgers. No, I mean it. I love Aaron, man. I think he's a great teammate, great dude. I love having Aaron Rodgers on the team. I don't like what he said about Anthony Fauci at all whatsoever. However, it was current news. He was responding to the headline news. So I can't blame him for responding to current events. He's allowed to talk about the current events. I disagree with Aaron Rodgers. I hate what he had to say, but I still love him. He's allowed to. It's a free country. You're allowed to speak your mind on the radio. He's just talking on the radio. It's not like he's selling crack or like, you know what I mean? He's not like he's pimping hoes or he's just. I mean, it's not good what he said on the radio, but you're allowed to talk on the radio. At the end of the day, talking on the radio is. So I thought isn't a crime, but when I disagree with what he said. If I need medical advice, I'm going to go to Dr. Fauci, not Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? Anyone doctored. I'm not going to get my medical advice from politicians or NFL players. I'm not going to get my health advice from politicians or sports figures. I'm going to get my health advice from my doctor at Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh. Do you know what I mean? Allegheny General Hospital is who I trust, not Rodgers and not Trump. So I disagree with Rodgers on that, and I'd like to debate with him. However, and Fauci's not a coward. It was they weren't genuine questions. Those weren't genuine questions that the Republicans are asking him. They're just blasting him with fucking nonsense, dude. They're not like really investigating anything, dude. And you got to ask yourself, why aren't they going that hard about the Epstein files? Sorry to be on Robert Tonyan like on this. This should be on Rodgers, man. For this conversation. Why aren't the Republicans going that hard about Epstein? It was in the Epstein files that Trump was licking 13-year-old nipples until they were bleeding. In the Epstein files. And Mar-a-Lago, Virginia Giuffre was sex trafficked out of Mar-a-Lago. Trump's resort was involved in sex trafficking. And why aren't the Republicans going that hard, screaming and yelling about child sex rape? Instead, making up fucking nonsense and attacking an advisor. Fauci was just an advisor. He advised Donald Trump. Donald Trump made all the final decisions about everything. Fauci was just an advisor. Trump didn't have to listen to him. The Trump's going around saying inject bleach and ivermectin and fucking fish emulsion and shit. The person died in Arizona. Look it up, shooting up fish emulsion because Trump said it stops the coronavirus. Republicans aren't screaming about any of that, about the bleach or the ivermectin or the child rape, but no, yell at Fauci because he said to wear a fucking mask. And these ICE officials, they don't mind wearing masks. All the people mad at Fauci for telling them to wear a mask, in 2020. Now they're all wearing masks to attack Mexicans. You know what I mean? So come on, Aaron Rodgers. Wake up, Rodgers. Anyway, I disagree with Rodgers completely, but I love Aaron. I think he's a great teammate. He's great on the quarterback room. He's great on the field. The team loves him. And, people have different opinions in this country, and you're allowed to have different opinions. But when they brought in Robert Tonyan, I thought, oh, it's just a Rodgers homer. You know what I mean? like MVS, But this guy can play, dude. No. This guy can play, man. Tonyan, last night, man, and this is another thing I wanted to comment about with Drew Alar. And Howard was finding him, and Alar, they were both finding him because of him. He knows how to get into the open zone. I noticed there were two Packer defenders, and he was running full speed. And then as soon as he passed the first defender, he slowed down and turned his body like this, like one of those carousel, in the carousel when you shoot at the ducks and they make themselves, there's like a target. He did that, and he slowed down in between the zone to make himself a target. He runs sideways, and then he slowed down, and it was he made it so easy for Drew. He's like, here I am right in front of you, wide open. It make his body big. And I noticed him doing it over and over and over again. He did it on this touchdown. He looks and he squares his body, and he's like, I'm open. He doesn't just wave a hand. He's like throw it here. You know what I mean? He's like this, facing Alar, throw it here. And then they do that. They square up. But he just finds the gap in the zone and stops right there. And he does it over and over and over again. It then reminds me of Travis Kelce. I don't want to put him on the level of Travis Kelce. Obviously, he's an overall 67. Kelce's an overall 90. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying similar. I mean, they're both tight ends in the NFL, and they're both pass catchers. Tonyan's similar to Kelce, maybe not at the level and strength and speed of Kelce, but he knows, similar to Kelce, he can read the open zone and sit down in the open zone. They said Freiermuth is good at that too, by the way. Washington is more brute force. I don't know that he's good at reading the zones and shit like that, but he can learn. So I don't think Tonyan is just the homer, the Aaron Rodgers homer that I thought he was. I think that Tonyan's actually a good player, man. And he showed yesterday why he could find that soft zone and sit in the zone, open up his body, and good job, Tonyan. We already talked about the offensive line, but Fontenot, we'll talk about it again. If you look at the last two games that Fontenot played, it was the Texans playoff game and the Packers preseason game. And he's allowed 4 or 5 sacks in those two games. In the last two games that Fontenot's played, he allowed 2 yesterday, at least 2 against the Texans. It was between 4 and 5 sacks in 2 games allowed. He's getting fucking destroyed. I don't know if it's a big problem, though, because he did settle down after the first 2 sacks allowed. He settled down, and they had a good drive. Also, the Steelers had 160 penalties. 160 yards in penalties. It was 15 penalties for 160 yards. It was way too many. And then all in the first quarter, man. Way too many penalties on the first team. And Fontenot getting destroyed. This is a concern for the Steelers because Marquise Jones-Drew, before the game, Marquise, I heard you talking about he doesn't think the Steelers are much better than last year. He doesn't think the Steelers are Super Bowl contenders. He doesn't think they'll win the division, and he doesn't think they added enough players to become better. I disagree. I think they added Pittman, Dowdle, Tonyan, Max Sykachor. On defense, they added Jamal Dean, Jaquan Brisker, Sebastian Day. all give them more position flexibility, more depth. They were already 10-7, so with this little bit of depth, I think they go 12-5, or I think they improve from 10-7 to like 11-6. I think they improve one or two games. I think they could. I think Mike McCarthy brings in a better strategy in the playoffs that opponents aren't used to the Steelers strategizing against them. And now we're going to have game plans designed for the opponent. That Mike McCarthy has 17 different game plans. He doesn't have one game plan for the year like Tomlin kind of did. McCarthy has a different game plan for every single opponent. And when it comes to the playoff game, he's going to have a strategy for that. And all these coaches around the league are all newbies. They're not like seasoned vets like him. So I think McCarthy has a real advantage to maybe run the table a little bit. I might be wrong. I might be right. And McCarthy might have a little advantage right now to run the table because I thought the NFL was super weak last year. The Steelers beat Green Bay, the AFC champions. I mean, they beat New England, the AFC champion. New England stunk last year, dude. Drake May. I mean, they're okay, but they shouldn't have been AFC champions. I think Buffalo should have been a little better. But New England, like a basically rookie team, not that great. Steelers beat them. Granted, they got lucky with 5 turnovers. Steelers didn't play that great, but they almost beat Seattle. Steelers almost beat Seattle last season. It was a game up until Caleb Johnson made a mistake in the end zone, fumbled, and then the game turned around. But up until the fourth quarter, the Steelers were they were in the game against Seattle. The playoff game against the Texans, it was only 7-6 into the fourth quarter. And here's the thing. The defense is caving in and getting tired because the defense is on the field for 45 minutes a game. And so after, you know what I mean? The offense is 3 and out all the way to the fourth, the whole game, the offense is 3 and out. The defense is playing 45 minutes a game. So then the defense in the fourth quarter, they you know what I mean? They lose it in the fourth quarter, but they're like hanging in there. So how is the defense going to do when they're only on the field, I don't know, 28 minutes a game? Say the Steelers' offense is winning time of possession now, 31 minutes a game. The Steelers have been in last place in time of possession the whole time. McCarthy believes in possessing the football, moving the chains down the field. 3rd and 11, he's not going to run up the middle and punt like Matt Canada and Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin. On 3rd and 11, he's going to pass 12 yards. So it makes more sense now. So once they start winning time of possession, the defense will be better. Defense won't be on the field 45 minutes a game anymore. Now, this guy's got to start playing better. I mean, he's going to develop. He's going to keep getting better. He might be one of the best of all time, yada, yada, yada. But for now, he's a turnstile, and he's got to get better, or Jones is going to replace him. Because Jones came in and did really good the rest of the game. McCormick and Frazier, can't say enough about these guys. These two are the reason why they let Isaac Seumalo go. And that's the other thing is last year, the offensive line is so young. Whenever Isaac Seumalo got hurt and they put in Anderson and then Broderick Jones got hurt, they had Anderson and Cook, and they're getting blown up. And then Fontenot's faltering, and Aaron Rodgers, it's like hike, sack. Like he's literally having like no time to throw, and people complaining he's throwing the ball too quick. He doesn't have any time, dude. These guys are fucking getting destroyed. But because Frazier and McCormick actually playing really good right there in the middle, it gave the Steelers a little leeway to let Siamalu go, because what I was saying is last year whenever Siamalu got hurt, the line fell apart. Like they were doing pretty good. Remember the beginning of the year they started out, and then Siamalu got hurt, and the whole line just disintegrated, because you're taking the whole line's 2 years old, and then you have a 9-year-old player, so that brings the whole age up, right? So you have a 10-year veteran and all 1 year. It brings it up. The age of the offensive line is now 5. Just having Siamalu brought the whole age up. You know what I mean? But so you take him now, and now the age is all 1. And so the age of offensive line was so weak last year, but having Frazier and McCormick in there, number 66, Mario Lemieux's old number, gives them some leeway. Right tackle, like I said, I have Hoffman in there. It's Hoffman and Spencer Anderson. Dunker's in training. I have Hoffman in there. The real team has Spencer Anderson. To me, Hoffman's a slightly better run blocker. I have Max starting, the rookie, but Jones is breathing down his neck. Max didn't play at all yesterday. Yeah, and I'm drinking Suja, healthy drink with apple, celery, kale, lemon, and Suja. Send me a free case for plugging your product. Watt, Herbig. All right, we're going to go play a game. I think I've talked enough. If you have any questions or comments, leave a question or comment, and that's right. It's free speech. Aaron Rodgers could say whatever he wants. I mean, I don't agree with him, but I'm not. I also am not like I'm not hateful on him either. I think that he could talk on the radio all he wants, dude. I don't care as long as he throws the football well on Sunday. he could say whatever dumb shit he wants on the radio as long as he plays well on Sunday, man. And if you're dumb enough to believe him, that's on you. You know what I mean? Like, if you're dumb enough to get medical advice from Aaron Rodgers, then you deserve what you get. I wanted to say this guy, Spears Jennings, a free safety, because these guys aren't free safeties. Ramsey's a slot corner. They made him an overall 90 at safety, so I have no choice but to play him there, because when you put Ramsey at corner, he drops all the way down to a 77. See? The reason he's not higher here is because he's my starting safety. But he's at 10 points above Brisker, so you have to kind of put him there. But in real life, he would play slot. In real life, Ramsey's here. Well, and the reason I don't do that is because I want his 90 on the field all the time. Because if I put him on slot, then he's not on the field when I play the 3-4, and I'm taking the 90 off of the field. And I don't want to do that. So I leave him starting safety. I don't like it. I prefer to play Ramsey here. And here I'd prefer to put Brisker. I prefer to put Brisker here, actually, and move Ramsey to slot corner. But then Ramsey isn't on the field. Then I take that 90 off of the field and I'm playing, you know what I mean? I'm playing 3-4. So in real life, I'd like to see Brisker. This guy, Jennings, he started with the first team yesterday. Jennings is a rookie, and he looked really, really good, man. He's tall, 6'2", 205 pounds, big-bodied. He made a splash play in the backfield, tackled the running back in the backfield like for a loss, and he's good in pass coverage. So I don't know, man. He's got speed. This guy might have what it takes. He reminded me a bit of Darren Perry, actually. I know it's a little early to say with one game, but Like, damn, he looks like Darren Perry out there the way he's playing, like hard hitting, flying to the backfield, flying around to the ball, reckless, um, like smart but reckless. Really like seeing him out there. And anyway, I wanted to play Brisker at strong safety, but I can't bench that 90. You know what I mean? The other noticeable thing probably is that I have Yaya Black here. He's such a big-bodied beast um, that I have him ahead of Benton, but I still play Benton a lot. Benton on my team plays here, which I think this is actually how it is. Black and Day are the nose tackles, and Hayward, Harmon, and Benton are the ends. That's kind of how they're doing it, dude, in real life. Yeah, that's kind of how it is in real life, man. And I think that's good. I think this is really good, dude, because he's a beast nose tackle. Now they have two nose tackles who can really play nose tackle, and because Benton's more like a defensive end, and now you have two really good nose tackles. You could stay in the 3-4, and then you have three really good ends that Hayward needs rest, and then these two guys can come in a lot on the end. So I think this gives them like depth at end. They've got five linemen for their 3-2 that they could run without like running out of players on the year. So I think it's really good, man. It's block and Day in there, and then you have uh, Harmon and Benton sharing the ends with Hayward. Yeah, I think it's really good, man. And that opens up things for the linebackers to attack downhill because like Queen is playing faster now. He had a pick yesterday. He had a pick in practice the other day. Um, Holcomb, you got to give Holcomb a lot of credit. He played almost the whole second half, and he looked really good, man. He came back from two knee surgeries. This guy was a Pro Bowler in with the Washington Redskins. He made the Pro Bowl on the Redskins, and it was the team voted captain of the team on the Redskins. I mean the Washington Commanders. Um, I'm in favor of the name change. It is racist to say that. Can you imagine if there was a team like called the Paleface or like the White Idiots? You know what I mean? Like no, the Washington Commanders. Holcomb was the defensive captain of the Washington Commanders, and he did good, man. Yesterday, he had two knee surgeries. He blew out his knee, and because he plays really reckless, man. He's fast to the ball, um, but he looked good last night. Like he came back from two knee surgeries and has regained his speed, which is great for him. I think this guy won't make the team. Harrison, he hardly played at all, and I think they're going to be benching him for Orlando Roberts. They signed back. Roberts was a really good run stuffer that the Steelers had under Tomlin. Then they let him go because he was like kind of one-dimensional. He's only good at stopping the run. He like attacks the backfield. He's not that great at pass coverage, but Malik Harrison has been a disappointment. He hasn't been really doing anything at all. So they brought back Roberts to help their run stuffing defense. Roberts has played with Patrick Graham last year. So combined with like Roberts is the perfect guy to bring back because he was already a Steeler. He was liked. People liked him. He played well. And then he played with Patrick Graham, our defensive coordinator. And then they're not happy with this guy. So bringing back Roberts is like a no-brainer, really, for the team. Now having Elliott in here is good too. I like I'd like to start Brisker, but I think Elliott will retain his job. Entertaining the idea of putting Elliott at slot corner and starting Brisker. Let's see, he's a 76 here, 87. I really like Ramsey in the slot, but what if Ramsey plays slot corner, and then they'll put Brisker, then what they'll do is switch and they'll put, so if Ramsey's slot corner, what they should do is move Brisker. When he's slot corner, they should move Brisker up. I want to get Eccles on the team, dude. All right, we're gonna play, man. Thanks for watching my. And so, what else? Wait. Before I wrap up, what else have I forgotten? What are the differences between Coach McCarthy and something that's a topic that's around a lot? What are the differences between McCarthy and Tomlin? For one, there's no hitting in this training, and for two, they're installing offenses. They've installed like 8 different offensive packages. Every day is a new install. So the training camp, like under Tomlin, it seemed like it was like a 3-week daily grind. You're in the fucking heat. You're hitting every day. It's miserable. It's hard. You have your jobs threatened. Under McCarthy, it's a lot different. It's high flying. It's fast. It's going by in a blur. It's like not like a daily grind, more like a fucking crash course speed run. Mike Tomlin believed in letting the relationship between quarterback and receiver evolve organically. So when the play breaks down, the receiver and the quarterback figure out amongst each other what they're going to do after the play. Mike McCarthy believes everything is scripted. He has the first 5 seconds scripted and then the last 5 seconds scripted. What do you do when Aaron runs right? What do you do when Aaron runs left? What do you do if Aaron runs right and then left? You know what I mean? So McCarthy like drills it all in. With McCarthy, what do you do when the cornerback's here? What do you do when the cornerback's there? What do you do when the safety's here? And no, like he makes sure like you get it right, man. So he's like has attention to detail and teaching the footwork. And that's what I wanted to say about Tanyan, the way that I was saying, like with Robert Tanyan, the way that he like finding the open zone and he's able to square to the receiver, and the way Tanyan was able to square that. All the players are doing that. They're all trained by McCarthy. Plant your feet, square your shoulders. You know what I mean? So if you're a receiver and you square your shoulders to the quarterback and he's squared to you, you're like far more likely to go ahead and get a touchdown. You know what I mean? So hey, Pete Pebbles. So I notice a lot of the players squaring their shoulders, and then it's you could see how they're all trained that way. So what Tanyan was doing, I think this trickled down to everybody. Let's see. The other thing Mike McCarthy doing, like moving the linemen to the correct positions, putting people in their more natural positions. He moved the practice time to like more closer to the real game time, and then they do like a halftime break and come back. So like the practice is kind of like simulating a real game. He does simulating real game situations. Like they do a 2 minute drill every single day, whereas Tomlin only did the 2 minute drill towards the end. But Tomlin was a good motivator. He would motivate you, like threaten you with your job on the line. Not like a player's coach, like people think. He would threaten that you're going to lose your job and motivate you by working you really super hard. And then not that Mike McCarthy isn't working. They're working super hard, but like in a different way, more like a strategic way now. So they look really good yesterday. And I think if Mike McCarthy is able to, if Drew Allar is able to play like that again, then I think you have to move him up to number 2. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. All right, thanks for watching.
EA Sports in the National Football League welcome you to Acrisure Stadium here in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you, the veteran Chris Boswell, getting things started. Off we go from Pittsburgh. And he will be stopped at the 25-yard line, so that's where this opening drive of the game will begin. In motion, it's Waddle. This one faded away. Good coverage there. It's incomplete. Joey Porter Jr. got a hand in there.
What the hell? What the hell? Did he just drop, or did he like incomplete pass quit?
Just west of the world-famous Las Vegas Strip, we're at the site of Super Bowl 58, Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Coming up, two teams.
We got the Raiders versus the Steelers. Well, this is they got Fernando Mendoza, the rookie.
Las Vegas Raiders.
I think they also have Kirk Cousins, so they've got like a veteran and a rookie. It's a pretty good quarterback room, actually, for the Raiders. I keep an eye on the Raiders this year. They might be better.
Getting things started, and off we go from the desert. And he will
I don't want to say like Super Bowl contenders, but the Raiders might be improved over last year.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. down. Here comes Ashton Genty.
There he is, Holcomb. I was just talking about him.
Scrimmage and taken down right away. A loss of yards. What a message on the first play.
The 33-yard line.
Man in motion here is Tucker. Here's Mendoza now on second down. That's going to be incomplete. Good.
Well, I've got a mute opponent, so I could talk to you guys. Does Mendoza scramble? I don't know if Mendoza scrambles or not. So I'm not really going to spy him until he shows me that he scrambles.
To the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
Throwing on third down, Mendoza. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers.
Wow, he powered himself forward to the end zone. Jeez.
A gain of 12 yards.
Come to the line now for first down and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Genty. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Patrick Queen, the linebacker. They're on the tackle.
A gain of 2.
From a couple of yards shy of midfield, here's second and 8. From the gun, here's Mendoza. Out to his right. And time's up in the pocket. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
It's now third and
Joey
9.
Porter Jr., just like his old man used to do it, works his way in to record the sack. Third and 9. Shotgun snap for Mendoza. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage.
It's tough because, look, I've got
They force fourth down.
Sometimes
I've got like 9 guys back in pass coverage, man.
Or at what level you've been playing at, and that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Loose inside the 30.
Oh my God, Brisker and fucking Porter both got torched on that.
So many teams nowadays, as they approach midfield, even on their side of the 50, keeping their offense on the field on fourth down, and it's certainly a risk. It's certainly up there for debate, but in this case, big chance, big reward, and they come down 6.
Makes the score Raiders 7, Steelers nothing.
I'm gonna tweak that, dude. Brisker and Porter both got torched. What the hell was that?
This one is going to sail through the end zone.
I just tweaked it back to how it was, so now I make Brisker on the slot and Ramsey stays at safety.
Now they'll pitch it out here. Room to run past midfield. And he will score.
Wow, what a run, dude. What a run. He just saw that hole and fucking boop, he was gone.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. He knocks it through. And the Steelers come right back to tie it at 7.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Here comes the
I mean, yeah,
return
it's
from a
freedom of
yard or
speech,
two
but
deep.
like freedom of speech, but like you wish Aaron Rodgers would shut the fuck up for 1 year. If he's really going to retire next year, he could spend the rest of his life on the radio. For now, can you shut the fuck up and just stick to football for 1 year, man? You know what I mean? So they don't distract the team. But anyway, I don't think it's a distraction. The team has already moved on.
First down throw for Mendoza. That's caught left side by Bowers. And they will bring him down on the other side.
Damn, I'm gonna have to really focus here. He's doing a lot of like crossing.
First play of the drive. First down picked up.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Genti. He'll edge forward for maybe a yard. Sebastian Joseph Day is there for the stop.
On the stop. A gain of a yard.
Man in motion here is Tucker.
At the Steelers.
On second down, here's Mendoza. He gets this one to Tucker. And he'll be out of bounds at the 5. A big play there for the Raiders. 38 yards. So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have first and goal. Slot man gonna move in motion left. Now to tap this one forward, the receiver heading left. To the goal line. And
That was too easy for him, man. I'm gonna have to tighten up my defense, man, after this. Yeah, that's how you show you're mad, when you don't pick kick-up block. You show the opponent you're mad when they score by like selecting prevent defense on the kick. You know what I mean? Like you don't even try to block the extra point. That's how you let them know you're mad, when you don't even, like if you score and the other team they don't try to block the kick, then you know they're mad. Like me, I was just mad I picked prevent to show them I was mad. On the extra point. I'm talking about the extra point protocol, the extra point like culture.
the return starts from the 5.
Yeah, the culture of this game is like, if you are mad, then you don't put block kick out there.
Solid return.
At their own 37-yard line.
I used to use this play with Gainwell, but now I'm using Warren in Gainwell's old spot. This play I always used with Caleb Johnson, and we're gonna put Caleb here too, and we'll put Warren here on one play here.
Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline.
It took too long to make substitutions. Hopefully it doesn't come back to haunt me.
A first down throw from Rodgers. This one is complete to DK Metcalf. And they'll have
See how he stopped, planted, and went upfield instead of out of bounds.
6-yard line. We are through one. 14-7 is our score. And we're back in Vegas after this. The Steelers with the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with first and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Pat Fryermuth, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down. From the gun, Rodgers. That's hard.
Rodgers pass complete to DK Metcalf. Touchdown.
Boswell now for the extra point.
On for the point after.
His kick is good, and the Steelers will tie
Oh, it's a
things
different
up.
Steelers team this year. This is a Steelers team that can keep up on offense, man.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. On the return is Dylan Laube. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive. He'll be stopped after a pickup of about 3. Joey Porter Jr. that time up to make the play.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Mendoza. A throw right side, taken in by Tucker. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
That's good for a Las Vegas 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Genty. And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8. That is past the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up
From the 43, here's 2nd and a couple. They'll go again with Genty. Past midfield to the 45. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
3 yards.
Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their 2nd. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down.
Why does he have to say bang a timeout there? Like he's got to be fucking trendy and cool. Hey, they bang a timeout right there. Like it's a fucking shot of smack or something. Jesus.
Once again, it's Genty. And he'll
Can you just be professional instead of trying to be fucking hip and cool?
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
2 minutes to play here in what's been an even first half. We'll return to Las Vegas after this. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll keep it on the ground with Genty. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Raiders.
In motion,
first
that's
down.
Thornton.
1st and 10.
On 1st down,
17-yard
it's
line.
Mendoza. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. And it'll lead to a 2nd down.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
To throw on 2nd down, it is Mendoza. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
And 10 yards.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
That one caught by Tucker. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. They snap it to Mendoza. That's taken in, and they will get the conversion. He's tackled down near the goal line, so it's not a touchdown, but it will be 1st and goal. Genty trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
At the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the Steelers' 2-yard line.
Back to throw. Mendoza forced out wide. And he's in for the touchdown. But hold everything. There is a marker down. These points may come off the board. Line of scrimmage back at the 7 for 3rd and goal. Throwing is Mendoza. That's hauled in at the 2.
I was hoping to fucking sack him there. I didn't kick back and pass coverage. I should have looked for interception instead of sack, but I was thinking sack, not interception.
And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start.
I wish I was thinking interception there.
2 receiving touchdown.
That would have been fine to have everyone drop back, dude, but I thought if I could get a sack there, I'd force a field goal. I don't like how they have the running backs are dropped back. They're not like up against the line, so they don't.
Now an opening past the 30. And they will finally.
They don't signal.
To the other side of midfield. The Steelers take over.
They don't take away the guard like they used to.
The best way to make an impact as a rookie is through special teams, and anytime you can make yourself valuable, find a way to contribute, you do it. And that was a heck of a return right there.
Rodgers on 1st down. And take it in. It's Jeremy Bernard. And he is out of bounds. Mark him at the 25. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down. The shotgun, it's A-Rod. That is caught.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, Pittman's first touchdown for me. Wow. Wow, what a fucking tie, dude. What a tie. See how he's in the mad? That's what I mean, he's in the mad formation.
And through. And the Steelers will even the score. It's now 21-all.
Well, Wetchen, he set me up, man. He gave me a good field position, and I only needed 2 passes.
So, a new ball game. We are all tied. Final moments of this first half as the kick's away. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first
Crazy half, man. What a crazy half.
Halftime, and Greg and I will be back right after this. It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
I have a chance to take the momentum here on the road, man.
Good on the offensive side in the first half. Will it carry over? We're about to find out. Second half is underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
A-Rod now to throw on 1st down. That's complete. It's Metcalf. It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
And the Steeler 1st down.
1st down for Aaron. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. Rodgers. Oh, what a catch there. He pulled it in one-handed. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Rodgers going up top again. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
This offensive line has to do a better job, Mike, of communicating the protection pre-snap, especially on these key 3rd downs. The blitz overwhelms them from the jump, and now they're picking their quarterback off the ground.
Now Rodgers on 4th down. And he's going to have the Steelers first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving and then some.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Rodgers. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
Once you get down into this part of the field, most teams call it the red area. You have to finish by capitalizing with 6 points. Anything less than that feels like a little bit of a letdown, and after that sack, their chances of coming away with 6 get a lot more difficult.
And this will be incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Third and long for Rodgers. He's got it at about the 8. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
First and goal.
That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a first down. To throw, it's Rodgers. A big mistake. It was first and goal, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremy Chin. He's inside the 30.
Oh, man, terrible. Terrible interception. No.
You know, it always amazes me, Mike, that these guys have all this
Oh,
energy
my
that follow a
gosh.
return like that.
Look, I'll do the angry prevent. This means you're angry, dude.
Listen, I don't blame him. You're a
You called it.
guy. You don't get the
See?
ball in your hands very often.
Fuck.
Score, man, you better make the most of it.
And this one is no good.
Oh, he missed. I could take a long drive and win.
Game. Boy, that could come to be a big factor as this second half rolls along. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
On first and 10, here's Rodgers. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down. Here's Rodgers. He's going to air one out for Metcalf.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
On third down, Rodgers. Open man, that's Bernard. He's got it. They get 15 on that game. That's a Steeler first down.
First down, Steelers.
Now Dowdle. Oh, a loose football.
That's fucking nonsense, dude. That's the kind of shit that, like,
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really
makes you
just shows
fucking
the
sell the game,
fundamentals
dude.
of how
You
they're
know?
taught to carry the ball, and they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing, really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this third quarter of play. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll run to begin the 4th, and here's Genty. 12 yards to start the 4th. That's good enough.
Oh, desync, man. I got saved. Desync. The game will not be recorded. Wow. Good, because that was fucking bullshit, dude. Like 2 fucking computerized turnovers, man. Ridiculous. I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes to play.
"20 miles west of downtown Dallas, one of the league's grand settings. AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you, the veteran Chris Boswell, getting things started. And off we go from Arlington. Good work covering this opening kick.
Dude, my guy was running the opposite direction, dude. It was really weird. My guy was running up to the right. I was pushing down. I wonder if there's some glitches on their servers, the way like the previous game died out.
Drive starting at the 20-yard line. Right to the air is Prescott. Oh, a teardrop throw there off his back foot. It's complete. 17 yards through the air on the first play of the game.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. He'll get that to Javonte Williams. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
It's third down and 12.
On third down, Prescott. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down.
I understand it's third down and the quarterback's trying to make a play, Mike, but if you're going to make a dangerous throw on third down and you're going to force the ball into tight coverage, at least do it past the sticks. Try to pick up that first down and maintain possession. He tries to thread the needle. Ball falls incomplete. And now it brings up fourth down.
That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on fourth. Going to give the ball over on down.
It's a turnover on downs.
Rodgers going to put it up to get started. Able to find Pittman, it's complete. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play. And a Steeler first down.
A first down throw from Rodgers. Again, they target Pittman. He's got another catch.
Rodgers pass.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
First down, Pittsburgh.
From the gun, Rodgers. That one is caught beyond the pylon. Jeremy Bernard. Touchdown, Steelers.
Fucking Steelers did 1, 2, 3 touchdown.
On for the point after.
Pittman, Metcalf, Bernard, oh my.
Is good. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead.
Cowboys, nothing. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Cavante Turpin on the return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
First down, Prescott. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Prescott. He's got the tight end, Luke Schoonmaker. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
It's now third.
After that first down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on second down. That big chunk brings them from second and long to now at least third and manageable.
That's out wide to Williams.
How the fuck, dude? First of all, that play was so bad. He had a wide open fucking lane. He could have just took off. Like, it was crazy. And number two, the guy was triple covered and we threw to.
The defense on first and 10.
First and 10 at the 45-yard
Shotgun
line.
snap for Prescott. That's into the hands of Jaden Blue. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard. That's another first down, another big play. The defense has some
Little
issues.
defensive
Gain of
tweak,
18.
man.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
They'll throw again. Dak. He'll find his tight end. That's Jake Ferguson.
16 more yards. That's another Cowboys first down.
And we're not going to have another snap here. First quarter will come to an end.
Why is it default back here? Look, and then it's taking me 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, dude, why didn't it put me back to the defense where I was before, dude? Why did it just send me to the fucking goal line, dude? What the fuck?
To the air again. Prescott. He's got that complete to Turpin.
No, it really ruined my whole momentum. Like, I was caught in a fucking defensive groove, and then they fucking took me somewhere else, man. Like, I forget exactly what formation I was in a second ago.
Williams gets it on the draw. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up third and 1.
They'll try to run it with Williams. And he barrels his way into the end zone.
I blame the computer, dude. Dude, when there's a switch in period and you come back, it sends you to the fucking goal line defense.
He gets it to go.
Like, that's the default when you return from the quarter, not the previous state where you just, the defense that you were just calling a second ago. It sends you to the fucking goal line defense. So you gotta, like, and then he already called his fucking play. So you've got to go out and, like, it takes you to a completely different playbook in between periods. That's not the first time that's tripped me up, man. I'm in a rhythm, I'm calling a fucking specific package, and then I'm suddenly fucking in goal line defense. I'm like, whoa, I've got to fucking X out and, like, go some, you know, like, I got to X out and then go find somewhere else. And then it's tripping me out because we were in the middle of fucking battling, dude.
Play clock down to 0. That is not the way to start a drive.
Well, I hate when I feel like I'm no longer playing against my opponent, and now I'm playing against the fucking computer, dude.
Rodgers. This one complete to Washington.
Like I'm playing against the bad programming. You know what I mean? Like,
As an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Looking to throw. It's Rodgers. That's taken in.
and you gotta fucking beat that guy, dude.
And he's not going to be able to get away.
What?
Good defense on the perimeter. There'll be a loss of yardage.
What the fuck is this, dude? I didn't fucking do this. Like, and you can't audible out of it, dude. Why can't you audible out of this? This is ridiculous, man. This is fucking ridiculous. It registered an O? What the fuck, dude? Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
The Steelers
This is fucking...
use one of their timeouts.
This is the kind of shit makes me want to quit this game. First it fucking... I'm in the middle of, I don't know, a playbook, and then it switches quarters, throws me to fucking goal line, and then I don't pick a fucking play that I want. I'm scrambling to fucking find a play. And then here it sends me to fucking spike the ball on fucking second down. And I can't fucking, like, X out of it. I can't do anything. I can't audible into a different fucking play. Forces you to use a timeout. Didn't even want to hit O. Fucked up, dude. This game has so much garbage in it, man.
To throw is Rodgers. That's to the right side. And
Yeah, he's gonna drop the perfectly fucking timed pass directly in his fucking hand, dude.
Like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any
It
field,
wasn't even me, dude. It was this fucking computer trash, dude. It's computerized trash.
And the punt team coming on.
the punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going. It's Rodgers. 2 minutes to
How is that even? Why? Why? Okay, it's incomplete. Fine. Why did it go fucking 10 yards in front of him? Why did he had the guy beat? Why didn't he lead him perfectly, dude? I fucking barely even fucking pushed forward on the thing, dude. I ran a fucking practice, did the same fucking shit that I just did right there a million fucking times, dude, and it's complete. It just decided that my guy's cold. Oh, the computer's just gonna decide that your fucking player is cold or some shit. Some built-in fucking algorithm, some built-in fucking momentum says, oh, you're cold, so you're gonna miss the fucking guy. Even though he's wide fucking open by 2 yards, even though it's DK Metcalf, even though I tap the fucking button as perfectly as humanly fucking possible to do a fucking touch pass. That's like, woo! Oh, Aaron Rodgers is just gonna throw the ball 10 yards down the fucking field past DK Metcalf. Okay. That happens like fucking absolutely never. And why? Just because it decided that my fucking shit is cold, dude.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. The coverage right there. And it's knocked away. Incomplete.
The computer decided my shit was cold, and that was it. I was already complaining, dude, about this computerized shit, dude.
But I think what it does now, Mike, is it allows you to stop the clock, get in the huddle, take a deep breath, and now your play caller has to give you the best play. Go get points here before the half and try to build something going into halftime.
Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second.
They'll come through and bang a timeout. What the fuck? I hate when he says that. Don't go bang a timeout here. What the fuck? Why you gotta be like you're talking slang and shit? Yeah, banging timeouts, man. He's banging the timeout like it's a fucking bag of smack on the fucking street, dude. He's banging that timeout.
They'll go for it. It's Williams. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it. And they stuff him on 4th down. First down for Aaron. This one is complete to DK Metcalf. And it'll be marked out up at the 34-yard line.
They go bang a timeout. But that pass was absolutely perfect. Well, I did the same fucking thing as I did before. What's the difference? Oh, it just decided I have momentum now. Yeah, the computer just decided that now I have momentum. That's the only fucking difference. I passed it the same exact way each time.
Rodgers on first down. He's going to air one out for Metcalf. And the Cowboys will have great field position as they take over at their own 45.
Whoa, when I get frustrated, I start playing fucking stupid, dude. Just slinging it out there.
A first down throw for Prescott. There's a short one that's caught by Ferguson. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. And now the Cowboys going to take a timeout, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
At the 43-yard line.
Dak going to throw it here on first down. He's got a man. It's CeeDee Lamb. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 25-yard line. First time these
I mean, this is just absolutely not a good football game. This like specific game here is total shit.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
I can sit up here all day.
Like, both of these two teams are fucking horrible. It's like COVID-19 football, dude.
Not only did they do a good job making it difficult,
It's like, who's gonna be worse, man?
I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
So, one half in the books. Second half coming up. You're watching
It wasn't
the
that he was
NFL
better, it's
on EA
he was
Sports.
first. Like, he's winning the game by 3, not because he's better, but because the Steelers were actually worth. Both teams stink.
Two sides as half number 2 kicks off. This taken around the 11. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
A first carry now for Rico Dowdle. And he'll wind up getting about 4 before he's shown the sideline.
Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
From the 46, here's
6.
2nd and 6. Here's a carry for Dowdle. And he's going to
Fucking
get
Frazier, dude, just moving people.
down to the 45.
Down at the 45-yard
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on third down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in third down. I want to get all of my conversions on first and second down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
And he's going to get this all the way down.
Waited for that blocker, picked up another 15.
It's a gain there of 26 yards.
First down,
The
Steelers.
challenge of playing a running back like this is you feel like you have him under control. You're doing a nice job putting a lid on him, and then all of a sudden, he's got a big spark play like this. That's the challenge. These guys are just so talented. You can only keep them down so long. That was a really nice run.
There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And the Steelers going to be set up with first and goal. Pass play moves them down to the 1.
First and goal.
It's been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with first and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's first and goal. Dowdle. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards.
He was
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
And they're going to hold him out again. Strength on strength. Defense standing tall. Forcing 4th and goal. They were stopped on 2nd down, now 3rd and goal from the 1. They'll run, and it's Washington. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Darnell Washington. Touchdown.
Well, look, the Steelers, they play different ways. They fucking line up and beat you with 3 wide receivers, or they could line up on the goal line and smash fucking Washington up the middle.
On for the extra point is Boswell. He's got it. And the Steelers are on top. It's 14-10.
Pick your poison. Are you going to stop Dowdle or fucking Metcalf and Pittman and Bernard?
The kickoff team.
If you focus on the pass too much, Dowdle's going to start tearing you up.
On the return, here's Turpin. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Peyton Wilson that time in on the stop.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
2nd down and 8. Here's Dak to throw. Oh, that one intercepted. Picked up by
Yeah, baby, I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
Especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15. They get 24 on that one. Good for a Steeler 1st down. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. And that'll be incomplete. What turns out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. That's out wide to Warren. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Breaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
DK Metcalf in the end zone.
Yeah, baby. Woohoo!
DK Metcalf. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Boswell now for the extra point.
We don't want to be settling for field goals, man. I mean, we will if we have to, but we don't. It's not what we're setting out to do.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. He gets swarmed under.
The Cowboys
Doesn't
take
even
over
get to the
1st and
15.
10 at their own 14-yard line.
Prescott on 1st down. Forced out. The rush gets there. He is down back inside the 5.
It's a 10-yard
Come to the line.
loss.
Got some work to do now. It is 2nd and long.
at the 4-yard
Back
line.
near his goal line, Prescott. Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter. Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation. And
that is over the middle and intercepted. Picked up.
That was a little weird game because in the beginning I thought like I was going to lose. It was 7-7 and 10-7. Remember I said both teams are horrible? But I finally started playing good in the second half, and he just quit. Yeah, I just thought in the first half I was talking too much and not really focusing and playing at terrible and aggravated, and I started to get my shit together, and that was it.
From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Up next, it's our main event between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And we're underway from Kansas City. It's Brashard Smith now with the return. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Mahomes starting off with a throw. And look at this, only takes him one play before they're able to drop him. That is Patrick Queen. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Okay, we're one snap in, and already this defense has potentially killed this opening drive. And remember how valuable every possession is in the NFL. Talk about setting an immediate tone by this defense.
Throwing on 2nd, Mahomes. To the left and hauled in by Kelsey. He'll go out of bounds there. Downfield after about 21 yards. And that earns Kansas City the 1st down.
Tight ends will eat up every one of those opportunities to show and prove they can be chain movers as well. Even as they get more and more recognition in this league, they're still constantly working to prove that they're playmakers too.
So fresh set of downs now from the 39. To the air, Mahomes. Out left, Worthy makes the grab. Toward the sideline, and out of bounds he goes. Play gains about 12, and it's going to be 1st down Chiefs.
You just love that kind of execution because it's able to make an impact, Kate, beyond simply getting the 1st down. That yardage, it really sets them up now to be aggressive with a new set of downs.
Now it's Mahomes. And he will not find the connection on the other end. And incompletion sets up 2nd down.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10. Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. Second down, Lauren produces 7 before they bring him down. Offense in the hurry up here.
That's a gain of 7. Brings
And
up
in motion,
3rd
out of the
and
slot.
3.
3rd and short, here's Mahomes. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Don't want to punt from here, but too far for a field goal as well. They're going for it here. They'll go. It's Mahomes. Got a man, and Kelsey has it. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. That's a gain of 10, and staring at that turnover on downs. Instead, you pick up the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Throwing is Mahomes. They'll get it to Rashee Rice, complete. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19.
14 more yards. That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and
Working
10
inside
at
the red zone.
19-yard line.
Into the hands of Worthy over the middle. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Drive has kind of seemed destined for the end zone, partner. First of a few chances now to reach it. Here's Mahomes. Buys time, rolling right. They won't have this one. Incomplete. Well, they got him the 1st and goal in the prior play. Couldn't follow up with a score here, so now it's 2nd and goal.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover. Wisely throwing it away.
Call it 5 yards on that play. He gets him to the 2, 3rd and goal.
That's some running over there, Kate, that's going to get some love from his coaches, maybe some fist pounds, too. Nothing flashy. Just trust your keys, run behind your pads, and get what's there.
Running back sent in motion. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Well, you can't say it was easy. You put him to 4th down or 3rd down, right? 3rd or 4th down. A lot of little short passes, man. It's hard to stop because he's pretty good at, like, escaping the pocket, buying an extra second, and then finding even a short pass for the 1st down. You know what I mean? Like, look, he took the whole 1st quarter. I'm not saying, like, I'm saying the game is poorly programmed. It should be 8-minute periods. You know what I mean? With this accelerated clock. And then, like, this would be my opening possession, and then I would take to the beginning of the 2nd quarter. It would be more of a real game if these were 8-2-minute periods. The way it is now, it's like almost halftime already. It's fucking stupid, dude. It's not like a real game, dude.
And he wasn't chancing
But
the return there, putting it out on the back of the end
anyway,
zone.
he's pretty good. So he's not trying to, like, kill the clock on purpose, but, like, the game is programmed so bad that you, like, kill the clock even when you're not trying to. But anyway, he's good at short passing game.
The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Rodgers throwing to start it off. Takes a hit on his first pass attempt of this game, and it doesn't get anywhere.
And I forgot I got to mute opponent because they could listen to me and then he know everything that I'm doing. So, mute opponent.
Complete. Brings up second down. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. The pitch to Dowdle. And this will only complicate matters for third down, partner. They're sent backwards. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment.
See, what the fuck is this? What is it? Why did it just send me to the fucking Hail Mary, dude? Well, I mean, it's so annoying. Why doesn't it put me back where I was? Or I don't understand why the default is like picking these really, really weird fucking plays, dude. Like in between periods, dude. And then you gotta navigate like out of that Hail Mary menu. It throws you off a little bit, man. I'm telling you.
It's Steeler football. They're stuck behind the sticks on 3rd and
Well, versus putting you back to the formation you were just in a second ago. It put you back to where you were. No, it puts you somewhere else, and it kind of throws you off.
Rodgers will look to throw. Gets it downfield on target to Metcalf.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. Half the time it's a catch, half the time it's incomplete. I don't know. I did the same fucking thing almost every time, dude. Try to throw it out in front of them. But, like, I don't know, dude. The computer decides when it's a catch and when it's complete. And that pisses you off because you're like, dude, what the fuck? I did the same exact thing. But, you know, I mean, that time it was complete. What did I do different when it was incomplete? I don't know. It was the same fucking thing both times.
Rodgers to throw. Left side pulled in by Pittman. And that is a big hit right after that catch. So the play limited to maybe just a couple yards.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft
Because I'm just remembering on the previous game, I did the same exact fucking pass and it was incomplete. So it's like, I'm not sure if there's a roll to it or it's random.
To throw is Rodgers. Once more into the hands of Pittman. And they're going to bring him down, but 8 was enough. They got what they needed. First down coming.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. Here's Rodgers. And the catch won't survive the contact this time. Incomplete. That was a tough-ass partner making that play against double coverage. It's second down.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
This snap going to be our last before the 2-minute warning. Working on second down. Rodgers. This is reeled in by Pittman. And this is down to the doorstep of that red zone. Another yard to reach it and pick up that first down, too.
Oh, he can't hear me anyway. I was looking for the fullback sneak.
Washington running between the tackles.
I've been to Arrowhead Stadium. People were pretty nice, but a little bit snobby. Like they're like drinking hot toddies and RV. Of course, there's nice areas of Pittsburgh too, but a lot of martinis and with olives and not as many like kegs of beer like around Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, there's keggers and hot dogs. In Kansas City, it was like martinis with olives. Maybe we were in, I don't know. The people were pretty friendly, man, there. We had a nice time. I remember it was a bye week, and they're like, what are you Steeler fans doing here? We're like, it's our bye week. Because we went dressed in Steeler gear. We're like, Steelers are off. Let's go down to Arrowhead and check it out. And they're like, we just wanted to see what it's like. No, people were pretty nice, man, overall, yeah.
Basics like, I don't know, run for a positive gain.
Rogers to throw, second down. On target to his back, and we go down. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's second. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on third down. Now here's Rogers. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete.
I didn't want to throw a pick. I thought they kind of had me trapped a little bit. They had me trapped where I wanted to go, so I went underneath.
Out to do the honors. From 37 yards in the right hash.
No, I mean, they had him double covered, so I couldn't throw where I wanted.
Hey, facing a deficit that's going to follow you into halftime in that locker room, they will welcome those 3 points and a little bit of feel-good momentum.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Evans now to return. And he doesn't make it far at all. They bottle him up immediately.
Well, that's the case of either overthinking things or somehow not thinking enough on that kickoff return. You got to think the 20-yard line is worst case. Instead, the coverage team sticks it with a really long field ahead.
Approaching the final minute here before halftime. Here's Mahomes now. Taking a deep shot here. Big game downfield. Touchdown.
Oh, man, I had it pretty good covered. But Jamal Dean just got burnt. You don't expect that. I might have ruined it. I switched over and lost a step.
Easy out there, and only one of them out of breath, and he's the one holding that football in the end zone.
See how he pulled away at the end? It was part of it because his James Worthy is great. The other, it's when I took over, I think I slowed him down by just a split second, and then that was enough to ruin it. Oftentimes those are like incomplete. It depends if the computer decides you have momentum or not.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Butker on now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. Now Rodgers. And he just tucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
That's complete to the rookie out of Alabama. The stop is made. Defense drives him out after a gain of about 13. And that's going to give the Steelers the first down.
Yards. And the Steelers down.
To throw, Rodgers. And that's going to hit the turf. A good throw, but he couldn't hang on through the contact. We've got second down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it.
Faster and be in front of him so he could keep running, not he stopped to catch it and then that drop or the defense gets him.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Rodgers now on second down. Hits him on the in route. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. The Steelers calling their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
First down,
Rodgers, 1st and 10. And he's now up to 7 of 12 throwing the football after that last completion. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. He's across the sideline and out after a gain of about 26. And that is going to be good for a Steelers first down.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
Rodgers set to pass. Left side, caught by Metcalf. Out of bounds he goes, following a gain of about 11. And that is good for a Pittsburgh first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
From the red zone now. And this is going to fall incomplete in the end zone. Run it all right there. So we've got to regroup for second down.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and lead teams for field goals, you've got a great chance to win.
Second down, it's Rodgers. And there's a man there. It's intercepted.
Fuck, I throw that sometimes, man. I thought he was gonna cut inside.
Gets the 10.
I thought Sandy or whatever his name was, Sandy. I thought that 22 guy. I saw him, he like shifted right, and I thought he was gonna come to the middle, and then he went right outside. Oh my god, bad throw, man. You gotta watch that interception on that throw, dude. Well, it's either wide open or intercepted, dude. That was intercepted. That's difference in the game, dude. Probably difference in the game, man. Because I would have, it's a 14-point swing. It would have been 10-14. And then I get the ball back at the third quarter. It would have been still a game. But now, even if I score, it's 10-21. Not much of a threat.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. Power squib kick is taken in. His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down. Here's the final play of our first half. One final shot before the half. Got a lot behind this one. Downfield it goes. This final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete.
Yeah, it was futile. I mean, even if I score here, right, it's fucking 21-11. Like, if else I shut them out the rest of the half. Well, sometimes I think I played one game too many because now I'm like getting hungry. It's like lunchtime and it's getting hungry and grumpy and shit. And also a situation where I have to fling the ball down the field to get down 4 scores, 3 scores.
First and 10. They'll work against the blitz. Caught into the hands of Freiermuth.
Fuck, again, he's stopping to catch. He has to stop and jump and catch it. Instead of catching it on the run, he's gone.
Steelers the first down.
First down,
Wow,
Pittsburgh.
certainly found the weak spot in the coverage with that catch. Really goes to show they trust every single player, receiver, running back, in that case, tight end, to be a playmaker in this offense.
Caught by Warren out of the backfield. And no shot at getting upfield after making this catch, so give him one on that short completion.
Brings up second
Just a
and
yard
9.
on that catch, so
At the
2nd and 9
46-yard line.
coming up. From the shotgun, here's Rodgers. It's caught right side by Freiermuth.
Rodgers pass.
And a big chunk picked up on that play, over 20, and he gets him the
It's a
first.
gain of 23 yards. First down, Steelers.
Throwing again, Rodgers. Oh, he's got it, it's in close. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
From the red zone on first. And he will finish this in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Michael Pittman Jr. providing the exclamation mark on a 74-yard drive. Chris Boswell for the point after. Sent right down the middle and good. And we've got ourselves an 11-point game.
Steelers 10. Chris Boswell to kick
Now
off.
Boswell on to send this away. Evans now to return. Not a good effort there. They're going to bring him down just beyond the 10.
10. At their own 12-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Looking to throw Mahomes. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. We've got five.
I was selling out for the run. I'm not sure why, but I did.
You know, kid, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
That's caught. It's Kelsey again. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
When you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And downfield, he's got it. It's Worthy. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to make it 1st and goal from the 8.
27 more yards. That's another Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
They kick the running back in motion. Working inside the red zone. And the Russians going to win this rep. They get to him. That was Jalen Ramsey. And it's going to be 2nd and goal now. That play lost 8.
Brings up 2nd and goal. At the
1st and
Steelers'
goal, you take a
16-yard
sack.
line.
I got nothing good to say about that. So let me flip it over on the other side where you got everything good to say. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to get them behind the sticks. You want to knock them backwards. And now you put a whole lot more pressure on that offense to respond.
Makes the catch. And out he goes on the final play of the quarter. So they'll have some time to prepare for 3rd and goal. We're at the end of our 3rd quarter. The Chiefs have set themselves up for the win here. Now just need to carry this lead through the end.
Why did it put me all the way into that other game? Look how long it took me to get back here, dude. And like, now I'm thrown off the fucking game, dude. Now I didn't set my fucking offense, man. So fucking pissed, dude. Dude, because it fucking did that shit. It took me out of the game. It put me in fucking goal line. And then it took me fucking... Literally, he called the play instantly, so it took me 8 seconds, fucking, actually 12 seconds to get back into fucking this formation I was in. And then by the time I get there, I can't even fucking... It's not this guy, dude, him. The player, this programming is so fucked up. Why did it put me into goal line? I've been complaining this whole broadcast, man. Fuck, dude. It's not about winning or losing, dude. They fucking stuck me in goal line defense, man. Why is that? What the fuck are they doing that, man? Why didn't they put me back to the fucking defense I was just in? What the fuck, man? I hate this fucking game, dude.